Also on his rebrand this week, he's all about comparing Donald Trump to Liz Truss, which I thought was interesting. Don't know if anybody saw that. Nigel Farage compared Donald Trump to Liz Truss. He said he disagreed with the tariffs. He said he thought they were a mistake, similar to Liz Truss, which is going to be quite funny, I think, because it's like Liz Truss loves all the MAGA shit now, doesn't she? You can't get enough of it. Old Lizzie. Like, she had a choice. She's a classic right-winger these days. She had a choice to either fess up that she didn't know what she was doing and made some mistakes, or blame the whole thing on the deep state and hit the right-wing podcast circuit where they believe all the conspiracy theory bollocks, right? Those were her choices. She went for the latter. Like, they believe Donald Trump is a prophet sent by God to expose a network of pizza-gobbling paedophiles, don't they? They're not going to not believe this bitch when she says, oh, the banks had it a little bit in for me. It's not a stretch too far for the QAnon lot, is it? But yeah, if Trump takes exception to that, because remember, he and Farage used to be bosom buddies, to Farage comparing him to Liz Truss, like, Trump is basically Truss. Truss made some huge mistakes. She was a disaster. And that's Trump, is ostensibly what Farage is saying. If Trump takes exception to that, it's tacitly like Trump is saying Liz Truss is a bellend, isn't it? Which is going to be so weird for Lizzie now. Because then she's going to be like, well, this is a bit awkward. A little bit. I basically made MAGA my retirement plan, Donald. Can you please not acknowledge that I was an over-promoted chancer who didn't know what she was doing? Like, can we please just keep up with the deep state nonsense, Donald? I thought you were a fan of the deep state. I'm just doing what you did. But then also, conversely, if Nigel Farage accepts that Truss was bad, then doesn't he acknowledge that it wasn't the deep state that brought her down, right? It was her mistake. She went too far, too fast. She brought herself down. It wasn't the deep state. So is it just her deep state that he rejects as being real? Or does that also expand and extend over to Donald Trump? Does he think that Donald Trump was rightfully prosecuted for fraud, rape, and the insurrection? Like, where do the witch hunts start? And where do they stop, guys?